Hey everyone! While shooting pictures or video with your GoPro or iPhone has never been easier, limited battery life is always lurking, ever ready to spoil that precious memory. So today, let's take a look at the PolarPro PowerPole, a battery-integrated GoPro extension pole. Okay, before we take a look at it, I wanted to show you the box. Again, the company is called PolarPro. And this is a GoPro extension pole. And the claim to fame of this extension pole is that it's got an integrated battery for extended video recording time. Okay, so in the box you get the PolarPro PowerPole, a wrist lanyard, a micro USB charging cable, a mini USB charging cable, instructions, and a thumb screw for the GoPro mount. Okay, so let's take a close-up look at the pole. Starting at the top, there's a mount for your GoPro camera. Now, while this mount is specific for the GoPro, there are third-party adapters available so that you can connect iPhones or other mobile cameras. Now, below the camera mount, there are two rubber gaskets. And these cover and protect two full-size USB charging ports. The idea is that you use the included mini USB charging cable, connect your camera up to one of these USB charging ports. And the second USB charging port can be used to charge your mobile phone, for example. Next, the extension pole has two extension locks. And so the idea is that you loosen the lock and you can then extend the pole and then you tighten the lock back. Unextended, the pole is 17 inches long, and extended, the pole is 30 inches long. There are three sections to the pole made out of sturdy aluminum. Near the grip area of the pole, there is another rubber gasket, and this rubber gasket hides the micro USB charging port that you use to charge up the PowerPole's batteries. Now, beneath the micro USB charging port, there are three holes that allow you to see the battery strength indicator LEDs. Also, there is a power button, which you can use to see the remaining charge in the battery and also to initiate charging of the camera. The company says that at 5 volts and 1 amp, the power pole can be charged in 5 to 6 hours, and at 5 volts, half an amp, it takes 11 to 12 hours to charge the power pole. Now, the grip itself has a rubber coating that's, well, quite grippy. And there's a wrist lanyard, which can come in handy in certain situations to help make sure you don't lose your pole. To charge the camera, connect the camera to the pole with the included mini USB charging cable. Then press the power button on the power pole 3 times, and your camera will start charging. Now you are ready to start filming with an incredible extra 8 to 10 hours of recording time. Now, the perfect environment for using the PowerPole is anywhere where it's reasonably dry, inside or outside, maybe while hiking or touring a castle or on a picnic or filming a wedding or watching the sunset. Now, I say reasonably dry because this PowerPole is not waterproof. It's water resistant, but you have to be careful that water does not get behind these rubber gaskets and into the charging ports or down the shaft and into the battery. It would probably be okay in a brief sprinkle of rain, for example, but just keep in mind that it's not waterproof. Now note that in some conditions you can use this power pole while skiing, but because your camera is probably going to be in one of these protective cases, you won't be able to connect the charging cable and be charging while you're barreling down the slopes. You can, however, charge your battery just fine while sipping mulled wine in the ski lodge. So there's a lot to like about this PowerPole. One, the aluminum is very sturdy. This feels very rugged, and it certainly doesn't feel like one of those wimpy extension poles that bend under the weight of the camera. Also, the integrated battery is brilliant for helping to solve the limited camera battery life problem. With a 5200 milliamp hour battery, this will provide up to 8 to 10 additional hours of recording time. And finally, with 2 full-size USB charging ports, not only can you charge your camera, but you can also charge your mobile phone at the same time. There were, however, a couple things that could be improved. First, the camera mount only has 1 axis of rotation, rather than having 2 axes for a more flexible recording system. Also, the protective rubber gasket that covers the LEDs is a little fiddly. It turns, so you have to be sure and line up the LEDs precisely with those pinpoint tiny holes in the rubber gasket, or you won't be able to see anything. Finally, you have to be careful not to loosen these locking rings too much, or the sections will disassemble and you're going to have a really hard time putting everything back together. And while not really a limitation of the design, keep in mind that because this has a very large battery in the handle of the extension pole, it may feel a little heavy after extended use. So all in all, I think the PolarPro PowerPole would make a nice addition to your GoPro camera accessory collection. It's not the extension pole to use in all circumstances, but it does fill a niche, and it does help solve the GoPro limited battery problem. I hope this review has been helpful. If you'd like to see another review video that I've done, please click right over there. And be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel so you don't miss out on any more videos coming your way soon. Thanks a lot, and I look forward to seeing you next time.